A report from Child Care Aware of America finds the annual cost of infant care increased about 2% last year. It ranged from more than $4,500 in Mississippi to $15,000 up in Massachusetts. 4-year-old care rose more than 4%. John?
Just a thank you. Jennifer Aniston says yes this time. And remembering those blue suede shoes, entertainment analyst Penelope Jean is back with much more. Penelope, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Let's get right into this right now. Kind of an interesting story legal-wise.
Right.
Felicity Huffman and William H. Macy being sued.
Right. So this woman who was in their home fell down the stairs.
Yikes.
And this actually happened a year ago in April, and now she's suing the couple. So she says that the stairs were dirty and that the couple is negligent in that way. So what they're going to have to prove is the negligence piece. So that's going to be hard to prove whether the stairs are dirty on a regular basis.
A year ago?
Yeah, exactly. So does the couple have help in the house? And that might help their case to say that, you know, they've looked after the maintenance.
Those are two pretty big stars. Something tells me that they could afford to get their house cleaned once in a while.
I'm thinking so. So she's suing for $25,000, which is actually not a big number. So I'm not sure. Maybe she's just covering her expenses.
Sounds like a frivolous lawsuit.
We will
to
dig
me.
into it a little bit more.
I guess we'll see. All right, the big news that everybody's talking about in Hollywood
this is huge,
right now.
John.
Finally, Penelope, we've been talking about it, you and I, for like 2 years now. Jennifer Aniston is finally engaged.
Finally engaged. So she accepted her now fiance Justin Theroux's proposal, and this was last Friday night at a restaurant
in New York, right?
In New York, the Blue Hill.
I heard that he had proposed like 3 or 4 times to her already, and she just kept saying no.
Well, I heard about once. This was the whole debacle at the top of the Eiffel Tower, where she thought it was happening that night, and then a couple of days later in Rome, he proposed, and she wasn't having it at that time.
So he finally did it right.
Well, you have to bring a ring to this game, don't you? Speaking of the ring, so her ring is, of course, being compared to Angelina Jolie's ring. And these two have been pitted against each other. Get it?
And
Brad
you got
Pitt? For 7 years since Jennifer's divorce. So the rings are actually very similar. But there's a reason.
How similar?
There's a reason why. Okay, so Angelina's ring is described as the tablet shape. This is not like a new word that we had to make up. When a stone is 10 carats. When you have a 10-carat stone, it's now a tablet. So that's how large that is.
Like an iPad on your finger?
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. So it's an emerald cut, rectangular shape. They call it a tablet because it's just so large. Jennifer's ring,
give me like a
10 carats. So see my ring?
Yes.
Times at least 2. This is not a diamond.
So it's like staring into
hers
the
is
sun.
like this times 2.
Okay.
And it would take up from knuckle to knuckle.
That sounds like a fun
thing.
Sure,
Jennifer's is 7 carats. So imagine being Justin Theroux and having to propose to Jennifer Aniston and all of the media that would be around this. But he did pretty good with a 7-carat, also an emerald cut rectangular ring. Hers has baguettes. There is no photos out there yet, so I can just describe it to you. But there are baguettes on either side that taper out. So it really looks like quite an impression.
It's a nice ring, is what you're telling me.
It's fabulous.
But is she happy? That's the important part.
She seems happy. Now, honestly, I don't think that they've been dating long enough. It's been 1 year, just over 1 year. And through the history of relationships that she's had, we can name them. There's Vince Vaughn. There's she dated Bradley Cooper for a period of time. John Mayer. Right. So a little over a year. I'm not sure, but it has been 7 years since her divorce. Maybe she's ready. We'll have to see.
He was in Charlie's Angels, too. That's all I got to say.
Yes.
Let's talk about Elvis a little bit. 35th anniversary of
his death. Right. So Wednesday night, they held a vigil at Graceland, and thousands of people showed up. And who also showed up was the King's wife and daughter. So fans were really surprised when they showed up as well. Lisa Marie and Priscilla.
Yeah.
Correct. Right. For the 35th anniversary remembrance outside of the home. So it was beautifully done. Beautifully done.
Are you an Elvis person or a Beatles person?
Both. How can you pick?
You have
John,
to pick
please.
one. That's the name of the game.
Do you really have to? If I had to, Elvis.
Okay.
Yeah, truly.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I grew up listening to that.
Let's talk about Whitney Houston real quick, because that movie, her grand finale. Sparkle
released
coming out pretty
today,
soon.
so we'll have to go watch this tonight. So this is starring Jordan Sparks and, of course, the late Whitney Houston. And interestingly, people wonder if she shot the whole film before her death, and in fact, she did. It was just completed 3 months before she passed away. So the film is a full production involving Whitney Houston, and I hear it's really, really good.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to go check that one out. All right, Penelope, thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it, and we will be back with more Lowcountry Live in just a moment.